March 2026. The Florida lights were bright. The cameras were already rolling, and the golf world suddenly felt something it had not felt in a long time. Anticipation. Not because of a major championship, not because of a playoff, but because Tiger Woods was walking toward the tee again. After months of silence, surgeries, and uncertainty, his name was back on the starting list, and that alone was enough to make the entire sport stop and look twice. Because whenever Tiger appears, it never feels like just another round. For most players, returning to competition is routine. For Tiger Woods, it becomes an event. Fans lined the ropes hours before he arrived, phones already raised, waiting for proof that the legend was really there. At 50 years old, with a body rebuilt more times than anyone can count, every step he took carried the weight of everything that came before it. The cheers sounded familiar, but the feeling in the air was different this time, almost like the crowd knew this moment might not last forever. This return did not come at a major, and it did not come with promises. Instead, it came in a limited competition, a controlled environment where Tiger could test his body without committing to a full tournament schedule. After multiple back surgeries, leg injuries, and the long recovery that followed his latest setback, even he admitted he could not plan too far ahead anymore. For the first time in his career, the question was not how well he could play, but how long he could keep playing. Yet the swing was still there, the focus was still there, and when the club met the ball, the sound alone reminded everyone why this sport has never been the same without him. But behind the cheers and the flashes of old greatness, there was a feeling no one could ignore. This did not feel like the beginning of a season. It felt like something far more fragile. The reason Tiger Woods returning to the course feels so different now has nothing to do with talent. It has everything to do with time. Over the last decade, his career has not been defined by trophies, but by surgeries, recoveries, and the constant question of whether his body would allow him to play again. What once looked like a temporary setback slowly became a cycle that never fully stopped, and every comeback started to feel harder than the last. It began with the back problems that changed everything. Multiple surgeries forced him off the course again and again, each one followed by months of rehab just to get back to swinging without pain. Then came the leg injuries, the long recovery after the crash, and the setbacks that reminded everyone that even the greatest player of his generation could not escape the limits of the human body. Each time he returned, he looked determined, but the schedule kept getting smaller, and the gaps between appearances kept getting longer. In recent years, even Tiger himself stopped talking about full seasons. Instead of chasing every tournament, he started choosing moments carefully, playing only when his body allowed it. Limited events, controlled conditions, fewer rounds, more recovery. It was no longer about proving he could dominate the tour. It was about proving he could still compete at all. And when a player who once played through pain without hesitation starts talking about managing energy, you know the fight has changed. Reports close to him say the same thing again and again, and the swing is still there. The touch is still there. The mind that won 15 majors has not gone anywhere. But the body decides when those things can appear, and sometimes it decides they cannot. That is the reality Tiger now faces every time he steps onto a course, and it is why every return feels less certain than the one before. As soon as Tiger Woods stepped back into competition, the same questions started spreading through the golf world almost instantly. Not about rankings, not about trophies, but about Augusta. Every time his name appears on a practice list or a limited event field, the conversation turns in the same direction. Will he play the Masters? Because when it comes to Tiger Woods, no tournament carries more meaning than the one played on those perfectly cut fairways in April. For fans, Augusta is not just another stop on the calendar. It is the place where his legend was built, the stage where he shocked the world as a young champion and returned years later to do the impossible again. That history is why every small update about his health suddenly feels bigger than it should. A practice round becomes news, a short interview becomes a headline, and one careful answer from Tiger is enough to send the entire sport into speculation again. So far, there has been no confirmation. He has not promised anything, and he has not ruled anything out. Instead, he keeps repeating the same message. He needs to see how the body responds. He needs to take it one step at a time. After everything he has gone through, even subbed. Walking 4 competitive rounds in a row is no longer something he can guarantee. That uncertainty is exactly why every appearance now feels like a test instead of a return. The media watches every swing. Analysts break down every comment. Fans study every step he takes during practice as if it might reveal the answer before he says it himself, because everyone understands what Augusta represents now. It is not just another tournament on his schedule. It might be the last place where he can still remind the world who he used to be. Augusta is where history is made, but history does not wait forever. And the longer the decision takes, the more it feels like the question is no longer whether Tiger wants to play. It is whether his body will allow him to try one more time. For nearly 3 decades, professional golf has learned how to exist with Tiger Woods, without Tiger Woods, and somewhere in between. New champions have come and gone. Records have been broken. Young stars have taken the spotlight. And yet, every time his name appears on a leaderboard, the entire sport seems to shift back into a different gear. Because when Tiger plays, golf does not just continue, it feels bigger. Television numbers tell the story better than any statistic. Events that would normally pass quietly suddenly draw massive audiences the moment Tiger's in the field. Galleries grow larger. Cameras stay on him longer. Even players admit the atmosphere changes when he is around. It is not just respect for what he has done, it is the feeling that something important could happen at any moment, even when logic says it probably will not. A new generation now dominates the rankings. Players who grew up watching Tiger instead of competing against him. They hit the ball farther, train differently, and play in a game that he helped transform. But none of them carry the same gravity. None of them make the entire course go silent with one swing. The sport has moved forward, but it has never found a way to replace the presence that once defined it. That influence is why his future matters even when he is not winning. In recent years, his role in golf has started to extend beyond competition. He has helped shape new events, supported changes in the tour, and taken part in projects designed to keep the sport growing. Even when he is not playing 4 full rounds, his voice still carries weight in rooms most fans never see. And sometimes that kind of influence lasts longer than any career on the course. Golf learned how to continue without Tiger Woods. It had to. But it never stopped needing him. And now, with every return surrounded by uncertainty, the sport finds itself in a strange place once again, watching closely, waiting to see not just how he plays next, but how much longer he will be there to change everything just by showing up. Tiger Woods is back in action, but not in the way the golf world once understood those words. There was a time when his return meant dominance, trophies, and the feeling that every tournament could turn into history. Now his return means something quieter, something more uncertain. He shows up, he tests his body, he plays when he can, and he walks away when he has to. The difference is subtle, but everyone watching can feel it, and it makes every appearance feel more important than the last. He still talks about competition the same way he always has. The fire is there, the focus is there, and the desire to win has never disappeared. But now every answer comes with caution. He does not promise full seasons. He does not promise majors. Sometimes he does not even promise the next start. After everything his body has been through, he knows better than anyone that planning too far ahead is no longer part of the reality he lives in. That is why each time he steps onto the course, the reaction feels different. Fans cheer louder, cameras stay longer, and even his opponents seem to understand that they are watching something that cannot last forever. No one says it out loud, but the thought is always there in the background. This could be one of the last times. And when a career like his reaches that point, every swing starts to carry more meaning than the score itself. Yet hope refuses to disappear. As long as Tiger keeps coming back, people will keep believing there is one more moment left, one more round, one more walk up the fairway that reminds the world why his name still matters. But for the first time in his career, the future is not something he can control. Tiger Woods is back in action, and no one knows how long the story will keep going.